Which marketing channel is most important? This is how you're gonna answer this. Context, cost, creative, goal, long term impact. Long term impact. You gotta follow these rules. So, Mr. Gentleman or lady, which marketing channel is the most important? Now, of course, they're gonna rephrase it unless they are reading from some tool someone gave it to them. Which marketing channel is the most important for our company, for our product, for our business goal, for our audience, for our market, for our new app that is not launched yet? You got it, right? Now, but this is the basic approach. If the question is not 5 words, instead 50 words, so now you have more qualitative variables and you have to position yourself accurately. Most of these interviewers, most of these companies, they're going to ask you in simple way. Okay, unless something is out of ordinary, this works 95% of the time. Okay, you can't answer apples with oranges. Okay, they are asking 2 plus 2, you cannot tell them A B C D E F G, right? Makes sense? Okay, so the context, well, this is how you're going to answer this. It depends on the goals, what your company has, what are you trying to do, and where you are most fit. If the context is much broader and it is entertaining and it is a retail, then it will be different marketing channels. If it is strictly B2B with set of rules that some lines you cannot cross due to regulations or company rules or any other reasons, then it will be few marketing channels. If you are doing e-commerce, we should be on every major social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and all these. If you are only B2B, then we should focus on LinkedIn or other professional platforms, newsletter platforms, as well as email, because email is a must, and we must be on the message boards or the communication platforms, the community forums that these clients use. If you are selling technology, you must be in that. For example, if you are selling to Amazon clients and you are an Amazon consultant, then you must be on all major cloud platforms. But for a larger, much long term footprint, we should be holistic. We should be everywhere, even if we are not posting every day. The cost, the creative, the goal, the long term impact. Now, so you got the first part of the answer. You told the context and you told the long term impact. And we also covered the goal. If the goal is simply revenue and reputation, RR, then your answer is enough. But if they go more precisely, then you can bring in the cost and the creative element. For example, they say that cost is our main concern. LinkedIn is very expensive. What will you say? Well, then we will double down on email marketing, cold reach out, calls, events, community forums, be an official advisor or appear that you are indeed a true leader, a thought leader for that expertise, for that vendor, for that industry. So this is how you have to answer this question: which marketing channel is most important? Now, for a minute, if you forget these rules, how will you answer this? Suppose you are in a B2B company that also has a retail uh, end, okay? They are selling to both. For example, they are selling electronics and they sell to business clients and they also sell to retail. How will you answer this? So, my answer: for your company, I think the most important marketing channels are LinkedIn, email, newsletters, and community forums for your B2B. For your B2C, you should be on every major social media platforms, especially Facebook pages, Instagram, and YouTube. And in some of your markets, TikTok has very high penetration, so you should be in those platforms where those in those countries, because you are in 5 different continents and people speak different languages and you are targeting 3 languages. Then for those markets where TikTok is very big, we can also focus on that language, because you're global. Anyone who speaks English, they're going to be following over there. But for the other markets, which I checked are very big, we should also be on TikTok. So overall, I think we should be on at least 10 platforms where we are active, and we have to be holistic other than these 10 platforms, because it is focused on your context and your goals. And cost wise, we will have a much less volatility in case the algorithm changes. And the long term impact will also be positive. Plus, all our branding assets and all our creatives, because you are doing neuromarketing also, and your branding and your UI is focused on that and around that. So we need to be in control of our creative. So I think this is the best way, that we should be on 10 platforms and be holistic and control the narrative properly. We should not have high frequency or high volume on all the channels, on the marketing channels, but we should be context driven and have control of our creatives and have long term impact in our mind, and have risk mitigation tactics, which in the long run, in case algorithm changes or one of the pages or funnels are deplatformed, you will have much easy time to sustain your customer pipeline. So you see, guys, this is the last part of this lecture. I gave the full answer. If you could calculate, it was like 2 minutes. Okay. And every thing that was said was super important for them. So you are keeping their attention. Okay. So now your own story, your own situation that you are in, the company where you are present, now you can position yourself much more accurately and effectively as a candidate.